Hey, I'm Suzy, and welcome to 30 Minutes of Dance. Today's class is a dancer cross-training workout where we will focus on alleviating joint pain. So clear your space, have water nearby. I'll be using a yoga mat and a block and a strap today. You can always use a few couch cushions instead of the block. We're going to be elevating the hips some to invert and help release the low back and help to soothe the joints in the lower body. So a couple of pillows would be really helpful, or some folded blankets, and a strap or a scarf, a hand towel would also work instead. So I'll be barefoot. Join me barefoot, or feel free to wear athletic shoes, whatever helps you to feel good in your body. And let's begin. Clear your space and kind of stretch out, spread out. And the first thing we'll do is a gentle warm up to stretch and create some space in the joints. And an easy plie, and then reaching for the sky. And then as if you were gonna touch the floor and then touch the sky. Inhale upward and exhale down. Now, this is a simple movement. We're stretching and straightening and then grounding and anchoring here. But let's bring a little splay of the fingertips, maybe even some spirit fingers and jazz hands. And then on the way down, a deep grounding, maybe even strum the toes when you come into the plie. Yes, so inhale up, exhale down, strum the toes, and then inhale up, strum the fingers. And down, little toes and fingers. All right, so we're just starting to feel that there's some movement. Maybe start to circle the wrists at the top. And then when you come to the bottom again, strum, maybe even pick up the ball of one foot, ball of the other foot, and pick up the heel and the other heel. Inhale, plie as you reach up, stretch the legs, and then exhale, come back down. Little strum of the toes. Weight shift, pick up the ball of the foot, other foot, pick up the heel, other heel, then reach up, circle out the wrists. Again, plie, push down, shift, ball of the foot, heel of the foot, plie through the center, reach up again. Now, as you come to the top, just to kind of sway the hips and the arms, getting a sense of where the pelvis rests on top of the legs and swaying side to side. Next time you reach up, clasp the left wrist and take a side bend up and over. So you're actually going to use your opposite hand to massage the left hand, wrist to the forearm, and then come back to the center, opposite side, wrist, reaching up and out to the hand, squeezing the forearm to the elbow, and then back to the center. Now release the hands back down. Turn your toes out, maybe widen your stride some, and then inhale, you're gonna reach up, straight legs, exhale, plie down. So really fluid, calm and easy, crossing one arm in front, one arm at the top. So there's ease with your effort. Everything is gentle and fluid, and we're not stressing in any way as you shift to your right side. It's just an easy weight shift, and then let the arms pulse like wings, then shifting across through the center to let your hips sway to the opposite side, and again, light like feathers as you come to the other side. Easy plie, pushing off, nice and gentle, and then plie through the center and pushing off. One more, shift and lift and shift. So I want to feel like there's a lightness about everything we do. Plie and come back to parallel and hips width. Now lift and shift the weight to your left leg and then bend it and kind of sit. You can sit in the hip, it's sassy, yeah. You take the hands to the hips and then circle out the ankle very smooth ankle circle. And maybe it doesn't feel smooth in your body, but that's the idea, yes? So you will feel like, okay, I'm standing on one leg. That weight bearing can be some work. And then shift to the other side. I got a crack. I hope you're feeling, some little adjustments. I'm just noticing, that your body is an instrument of percussion as you unwind the ankle. Good, and then release back to center. So we're not going to spend a lot of time standing, so I want you to get off of the feet and really allow for the bones to like sift and shift and anchor. So this is just an easy like slide and a shoulder roll. Slide and a shoulder roll. So you're getting a feel for how the joints stack and align. Hips over one foot, hips over the other foot. And the upper body, maybe we kind of take a little swing and a snap even if you want. Yeah. But the upper body is just feeling the breeze of your breath side to side. Good. And then come back to the center. Shoulder roll. Plant yourself in a way that feels aligned. If you need any support or even want to sit for some of this, feel free. One last thing standing, we'll take a plie and then a shoulder roll. Let's focus just on the right shoulder to start. Simply roll your shoulder and notice as you're doing that, I want to create some sensitivity. Like, okay, when I move my shoulder, I feel it in my neck maybe, might feel it in the opposite side. Switch the direction of your shoulder roll, that single shoulder roll forward. Notice, like, is there any clicking, any adjusting? It's all good, just getting a sense of how the back of the lungs feel, the rib cage, the low back when you're doing this movement. Good. Plie through the center, take a little breather in the middle, and then let's try the other side. So shoulder rolls back, easy plie in between. I'm getting a sense of when you move one shoulder, do you feel it in the opposite ankle? Do you feel it in your neck, in your jaw, your temples? Do you feel it in your center? Plie and then switch the direction. Now when I go backward, where do I feel it? Is it more muscular? Do I notice that the shoulder is moving independently, or does the rest of the body want to get involved? Come to the party, yes. Come back to the center. Little plie, let the shoulders hike up, and then bobble your head. Shoulders hike up, and shake it out. One more time. Shoulders, and then let it all shake. So a nice way to actually kind of create some release in the joints is give yourself a very gentle bounce here. So I'm not jumping. Oh no, I'm not jumping. You'll never catch me jumping. But I am feeling that I can drop and release and feel the buoyancy in the body. There's a lift through the core. That's another way that we can help to build and relieve any tension, any heaviness, any constriction in the joints, is to feel centered, right? To be lifted and inhale up and down. To feel as if you're moving from the center. Yeah, and we're integrating the limbs. Now let's reach up with the right and down with the left and go side to side. Maybe there's a little reach and a fling and a as if you're gonna touch the outer edge of the leg there. And you'll feel, or maybe notice, what do you feel? Well, where do you feel it? In the rib cage maybe, the side waist, the outer hips, the ankles as you're stabilizing. Reach over now. Woo. All right, last couple. And release. Step your left foot forward. Maybe set yourself on the diagonal. And then it's an easy weight shift with an arm circle. Now, for some of us, it may feel better to keep the fingertips on the shoulder And to make this really small, it can be right underneath you, just the ball of the back foot, the heel of the front foot as you're circling. If it's feeling good in your body and you want to build a little more energy, you might find that drop swing and let the weight of the arm help create this release across the back, the mid-back, the upper back, shoulders. Now, switch the direction, up and over and back. And you'll feel a difference in the weight shift, in the momentum or suspension, and notice how it feels. And that rotation, whoa, I almost lost it. And that rotation across the top, up and over through the rib cage. Good, last one. Come back to the center, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twice for it, in, and whew, and bobble, and one more, and release. Set yourself facing the right diagonal. And now it's the left shoulder and a weight shift. Again, if it feels better, use your fingertips on the shoulder. You can keep the hand on the body if that feels better to you. There's no one way to do this. There's you learning how to move in a way that alleviates tension and pain. So weight shift, ball of the foot, heel. Ball of the foot, heel. Notice again that you're moving up and over in these big arm circles. How that affects the whole body, every joint of the body. Good, one more. Big circle. Whew. And then when you come to the top the next time, suspend and drop, swing back up and around. So you may find in this rotation, and this weight shift, that the torso is moving. You feel stretch across the back, and you notice that there's space between the back ribs and your hips. Good, last one, come back to the center. Inhale, reach out and up this time, and then cross and release. Let's take it to the floor and have your block, your strap, whatever you're using to modify with you. And then let's come to the mat. You can also work on the rug. This next part you could even do in bed if you need, or on the couch. It'll work. We just want to put a little something under the hips once we get there. So inhale, touch the sky. Woo. Bend your knees, creasing at the hips. It's a squat. Use your block or a chair as you need to step back, and then stepping into a runner's lunge to find your way to hands and knees. From hands and knees, sit off to the side. So we're gonna get right off the knees there. And then as you come to your side, let's lie down, threading one arm through, and squirm your way onto your back. And the squirming is actually, part of it. Squirming is good for you. So see if you can center yourself up on your mat. Once you get there, let the music just kind of come in and feel this dance of the knees from the right to the left. Arms can be out to the side, or maybe start to inquire, what position feels interesting with the arms? Might you come to like cactus arms or goalposts, and then alternate. So one palm up, one palm down. You're working at a 90-degree angle. And just let what's happening happen, so that you're not trying to impose a particular shape. And instead, you're curious as to, how does it feel to be in my body, moving here? Now, come back to the center. Roll to your left side to start. So you come into like a fetal position here. You could use a pillow under your head if that feels better, or create a pillow with your upper arm. And then from here, bring the knees in. So you're nice and connected and round. It's 90-degree angle. And then the same arm circle we were just exploring, we're gonna do that passively now. So if you need something under your head, put the pillow there. If it feels okay in your body to let your head rest. And then a big reach across the fingertips and a circle overhead. So we're opening into a twist. And then the knees and the core pull you back to center. Just take an easy, lazy arm circle. And again, if it feels better to you, you could always shorten the arm lever, switch the direction by bringing the fingertips to the body in some way. It could even be like at your chest the whole time if that feels the best to you. If you can, big swooping arm circle. One more. Good. Roll to your left. Press yourself up to seated. Slowly. And then come through the center. Oh, there's a moment, maybe even like a core moment where you're kicking the legs up and yeah, you're going places now. And let's go to the other side. That was just a sneaky transition. I had to sneak some core in there. So inch your way to your right side. Thread the arm through and then curl into a nice round shape here, 90-degree angle. Hug the knees in. Again, you could rest on the pillow of your arm, an actual pillow. And reach the left arm, your top arm across. Now this may be where you keep the fingertips on the floor. Lazy arm circle opens you into a twist. Try to breathe into the joints of the upper back and shoulders. And if it doesn't feel so good to stretch the arm long, you could just keep this happening in a very small, gentle circle. Fingertips on the shoulder perhaps. All right, so it's what's happening in the upper back, in the neck, and the shoulders. And then switch the direction of whatever's happening for you. Maybe the arms want to open. You can even feel both shoulders on the floor. Keep breathing. Excellent. Last two. Good. Then come back to fetal position. Press yourself back up. Slow motion. Sit for a moment just to transition. You might even take the feet out in front. You can use your hands and sit up tall. Pull yourself. Kind of pull up and out of the low back. Perhaps lift one leg and the other. Maybe two legs at a time without your hands. If you rock down, rock back up. Excellent. And then from here, find your props. Give yourself some props, maybe even a round of applause. And then let's come back down onto the side with your block nearby and handy. So we'll lie down, roll onto your back. Again, squirm. The squirming is part of it. And then the next time you come onto your back, let's press the elbows into the floor. Have your block nearby. And then lift your hips by pushing down through the elbows. Snuggle the shoulders in. Now, let's place the block underneath the pelvis, just the first level, so lowest level. And if you have a pillow, right, maybe one pillow, two if it's a little bit squishy. Yes, you want to feel like there's some support underneath you, so you can actually relax and drop down. So a nice way to counter the pressure on the joints and just gravity, right, is to allow some inverting, a chance to go upside down, just to put your legs up. Put your legs over the couch, over a chair, up the wall. If you don't have any of that handy, or you don't have a block, then put your legs over the ottoman, yeah? Just 90-degree angle, like your legs are like a pair of pants over a hanger, right? So they're just hanging out there. If you have the block or the pillows, we're just elevating in this way. You can keep it simple here. And take the arms into a shape, maybe it's a goalpost. Perhaps the feet go a little wider, the toes turn in. It's enough to stay right here and just let gravity counter. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out a few times to remind yourself to slow down. Every cell of your body is eavesdropping, right, on your thoughts. So tell yourself, oh, I can relax now. I can let go. I can release into the weight of the hips. And if this is feeling good, stay. Or if you're invited to perhaps draw one knee in, it's enough. You can hang out there and even stretch that leg. Doesn't have to be totally straight. If this feels more grounded, just do it one leg at a time. So you feel this downpour. Any fluid that's pooling in the lower leg will have a moment to like release. And sometimes it's the fluid just kind of sitting in the joints. Especially if you're on your feet a lot or you're sitting a lot throughout the day, or you're in the car a lot, traveling. And then get your feet up. Put your feet up as much as you can, especially at the end of the night. It really will help you to rest every joint of the body and to help your mind to rest and easier sleep. So if you're doing one leg at a time, go ahead and switch legs now. And again, it's not a big stretch for the hamstring. It can be, but it doesn't have to be just yet. All right, feel free to just let the weight of it all drop in. Now, if this is feeling good, you want to stay a little longer. Or consider bringing both legs up now. Ooh, what would that be like? If when the legs go up, your tail tucks under, or you feel like you've shifted the weight to like an unfriendly position on your low back, come down, maybe even reset the block a little bit higher. Squirm a smidge if that's helpful, just to feel like your tailbone is actually moving away from you and towards the floor rather than tucking under. If you tuck under, it's going to put some pressure on your lumbar spine, your low back. If you wag your tail and maybe even bend your knees, you can let the legs fall in towards the fetal position as we were just on our back there. You can let the legs drop down. The hips are elevated, so you don't have to have the legs straight. This is enough. And if the knees are bent and you find that crease at the hips, it's easier to send the tailbone away and down rather than tucking under. Yeah, so see if you can find that sweet spot where you're resting the weight of the pelvis level on your support. Not too tucked, not overarching, just breathing. And then the arms maybe can go overhead, and if this feels okay in your shoulders, and in this way, we continue this downpour, all the fluid of the body rushing down towards the heart, giving the heart a chance to rest, towards the throat, and even towards the fingertips. So we get this fresh oxygenated blood flowing to the shoulders, the arms, to the fingers, the hands, the wrists. Really good if you have arthritis to even get the arms sort of over your head in this way in the downpour. So take a few deep breaths here, nice and easy. Smooth inhale, slow exhale. Find a position where you can take 5 breaths without having to work too hard, right? And if that means you put your feet down, then do that. 5 deep breaths. Maybe you want to even stretch the legs out like a big yawn, right? This is our position that we started with, where you stretch through the arms and the legs, and you can feel more space between the joints. Breathe into that space you're creating between the joints. Breathe in health and vitality. Breathe in healing and peace. Another deep breath or two. Yeah. And then when you feel ready, draw the knees in, give yourself a hug. And this will give you energy. So the music's kind of like amping us up, right? And it's so good for you. Plant your feet. It's a calming exercise, as in you're still, right? You don't have to move around a whole lot. Let's lift the hips here. Push into the elbows. Kind of lift your hips off. And then slide the block out from underneath you, right? But when we go upside down in this relatively passive way. I know it maybe didn't feel too passive at first. But when we go upside down in this way, let's go ahead and roll to the side, it actually gives us a boost of energy. But it's press on up, focused energy, right? Directed energy. So as you sit back up, you may want to sit on the pillows, have your strap nearby. I'm going to sit on the block just to kind of prop up. When you sit, if you feel tight across the hip creases, right? So we're trying to heal the joints. So if you feel like when you come to sit up, you're very tight in the hips, sit perhaps on a block or pillows so that your pelvis, your hips are above the knees, right? Underneath versus sitting forward. And then, oh wow, there's some space at the low back. There's a sense of, and you may have to sit in a chair to find this, right? So if you sit on the floor and you feel very just held, then sit in a chair and let the legs just kind of fall open. Right? So we're trying to find these moments where we don't have to cling to everything. We can loosen our grip and you don't have to hold it all together. Wouldn't that be nice? Right now, you don't have to hold it all together. Let it go. Sit, let the legs prop open, and then pause for a moment. And notice that shift in maybe the quality, that even the temperature of the legs may feel differently after being upside down, maybe more cool. Or not, and that's okay too. But over time, it will start to feel more cool and refreshed. So let's grab the strap or your towel, your scarf. If your shoulders are tight, this is just really, we're adding on to those arm circles that we've already explored. So if the shoulders are not up for this, work in your range of motion and know that it's enough. And we're cultivating healthy range of motion. That means we don't force it. That means when you get to a stopping point, stop, take a breath back into your center, and then see if it's something you can be with and breathe with evenly. Yeah. So I'm going to hold on to the buckly bit, and I would encourage you to do the same. And then open it up, inch out enough so that when you take the arms up, and this is, again, we're going back to the beginning. It's a yawn, right? When you reach up and kind of push up and out, that you don't lose it all, pull the navel in. Get to that range of motion. Maybe it's here for some of us, and some days it may not be all the way up, yeah? Even if it's here, take a breath where you land, and then really let yourself settle in for a moment and kind of pull the shoulders away from the hands. Try to pull the shoulders and the hands apart so we're making this really taut. And that's going to give you more space in the mid-back and help you to find more space for the neck to extend. Keep your head on your spine, your gaze forward, take the arms up wherever works for you. And then if it's an option to stay contained at your center and to take the arms behind your back, like I'm inching my hands out more just to make it so I don't frown. Yeah. Smile. Coming up and over and behind. If that's not for you, stay where it works. And then come up and over and press down. Yes, so take maybe 5 of these. You'll inhale up, shoulders, exhale down, open it up as wide as you need. And if you're more in a space where you come about here and maybe taking it overhead isn't an option, take one more just to that range of motion. And then come back down, yeah, and reset this behind you. So don't worry about going up and over. Just take it behind you and try to pull it apart, and then take the arms up as high as makes sense in your body. You might want to shift forward, but don't. Try to stand tall here, or sit tall, and press down and pull the shoulders apart. Try to pull the shoulders away from your ears. Create space. All right, so you can take them up and then release. And again. So if you're not going up and over, this is enough. Just take a few more to the back space. If you're going up and over, take the palms toward me and then, come up and over. Last one, release. Excellent. Set your props off to the side. Let's come to hands and knees. And then from hands and knees, using whatever support you need, I'm going to use the block again. You'll step forward with one leg, coming into your lunge, and then push off, and 2 feet, top of your mat. Find that squat again, and then press the hips forward to stand tall. Roll the shoulders, shake it out. Join me standing, reach up. Just feel this easy sway. Let the arms go side to side. And notice as you're tracing the arms overhead, how you feel. Hopefully you have more freedom in your whole body as you come to anchor. I hope you enjoyed this class with me today and that you're feeling good. Get your legs up at the end of the day and relieve any pain in the joints, any stagnation in the joints. I look forward to dancing with you again soon. Have a beautiful day.